Last time on Dragon Ball Super, the battle between Gas and Goku has really started to heat up, as honestly Goku has told as many tactics as he could in order to try to defeat him, ultimately deciding to kind of strand Gas way on the other side of the galaxy using Goku's entrance transmission and quick teleporting back from person to person because he's able to lock onto people's energy signatures. Gas, not quite able to do that. He doesn't have the same finesse and tutelage that Goku does. And Goku asks Monaito about a way in order to defeat Gas. Monaito shows Goku Bardock's old scouter that might have a hint as to how to defeat Gas because Bardock did it in the past. And it's through hearing Bardock's voice that Goku was able to remember both his father and his mother. With this information, what was the way that Bardock defeated Gas? And what significance is there to Goku remembering his parents? Is it just something as a bit of closure for their characters? Or should it be something more? Let's find out. Alright, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 83, Bardock vs. Gas, Part 2. Alright. The dramatic standoff. Gas whips out an energy mace. Bardock defends Monaito and the unconscious young Granola. Monaito says solemnly, "Bardock, we'll have what fate hands us. You've done enough." Bardock is shocked. Monaito is resolute. "There's no reason for you to lay down your life here. Run and save yourself." Bardock is in disbelief. What? That's crazy. Gas haughtily says, "I should mention, you could flee right now, but the Saiyans aren't fated to last much longer." He's hinting on the plans of Frieza. Okay, so Frieza had been either planning to eliminate the Saiyans for a good while, or this is not long before Frieza destroyed them. I mean, this is not too long after Goku was born, so... Bardock responds, "Oh yeah? What's that supposed to mean?" Gas says knowingly, "Oh, nothing much. Just something I heard from Elec." Oof, what an ass. Bardock spits back, "I've heard enough cryptic crap out of you. It's you and your gang who've got no future." And he shoots out an energy blast at Gas, and Gas easily avoids it, flips in the air, and tries to bring down his energy mace right on Bardock's head. Bardock manages to block it with both of his hands, although it looks like it strains him a lot. He's coughing up blood, his arms are bloody from the impact, but Bardock grits his teeth, grabs Gas's mace, and chucks him, yeets him right into the forest. Yeah, that looked like it was really hard for him to do. So it really does look like Gas really had Bardock outmatched. Bardock shouts back at Monaito, "Listen closely, this is my fight now. You two are in the way, so get out of here." And he goes racing off to clash once again against Gas. And as they battle, Gas, I guess, mocks Bardock by saying, "Your blows feel like pinpricks against Kachin-tite." So the Kachin, the material that the Supreme Kai threw at Gohan when they were training the Z-Sword. And the Kakachin is what the Tournament of Power platform was made out of. Basically, Gas is just saying he's hard shit. Okay, so that's what his power-up form used to look like. Okay. So we see Gas. He says, "Enough of these irritating sorry excuses for attacks. I said enough!" As he unleashes his power. And I guess him unleashing his power blasts back Bardock and he falls to the ground. And you see, so it is the powered up form for Gas and the Heater's race, where the tusks just come out of their forehead. That is weird. Because he didn't even have the little dangly bracelet-like thing on. So is it a transformation they can control at will? Or does it have to have the limit of release? That's weird. But Gas, now buff, but still short, says, "I cannot afford to waste more time on you. I wouldn't mind if I unleashed a bit of my inner nature. You wouldn't mind if I unleashed a bit of my inner nature, would you?" Okay, so this is only a little bit of his power. And Bardock looks on in shock. Okay. So Monaito goes to his house, lays Granola down in his bed, and then he goes and fishes out the 2 Dragon Balls that he has. Monaito says, using the Dragon Balls for our own benefit is forbidden, but it should be okay if my wish helps someone from another planet. A wish? Huh. What kind of wish could he make? Because Bardock, it didn't seem like Bardock still died the same way. Ooh, is this like the revised way of Bardock gaining like maybe future vision or some form of intuition? Okay, that could be it. So instead of like in the Bardock Father of Goku special where that alien race just jabs him and he's able to see the future, maybe Monaito wishes for Bardock to have like razor sharp instincts or stuff like that, which just raised the question, why doesn't he just wish him strong? But then again, it probably would have taken away from Bardock's lifespan, so he wouldn't do that. Maybe. Maybe Monaito knew that he had to be very specific with whatever he wished he made on those Dragon Balls. Okay, so we see Gas punch Bardock back into the dirt. Bardock slowly gets and checks his scouter and says, damn it. So your kind can adjust their power levels, huh? Gas mocks him and says, oh, this is far from the full extent of the power slumbering within me. I suppose you've lost the will to fight back now? Bardock wipes away the blood on his mouth and says, heh, you wish. Nothing gets my blood pumping like a powerful foe. Ooh, that's a little bit of that old Bardock coming through. And very much Bardock seeming like Goku, you can see where Goku gets his love of fighting from. But Gas says, enough, and kicks Bardock right in the solar plexus. And then he brings the hammer down on Bardock. Although it's weird that it punches him away instead of just punches him down with the movement that Gas makes, but it is what it is. So, okay. Oh, that's wild. So Bardock gets knocked into a small cliffside, but then goes racing back at Gas, and in the distance behind all of this, you can see the dragon being summoned by Monaito. Okay, so Monaito is in the presence of the dragon. The dragon Torombo says, state your wish. If it is within my power, your single wish is my command. And Monaito says, send Bardock back to his home planet. Okay. I don't think it will work, though, because then the heaters would have just came after Monaito. And woof, Bardock is getting his ass whooped by Gas. It's like watching a grown man get beat up by a 5-year-old. Some of the angles on the way Gas and Bardock are posed are kind of weird. Okay, so it's the dragon. See, this is what I was thinking too, because Goku was able to refuse being relocated by the dragon before. And I guess it's happening to Bardock too. As he hears the dragon, and the dragon says, Torombo says in Bardock's mind mentally, hear me, Bardock. It is Monaito's wish that I should transport you to your home planet, Vegeta. And Bardock looks around like, what the fuck is that? Like, what the? Whose voice is this? And Gas is just looking at him like, the fuck? Did I one too many hits to the head? Torombo says in Bardock's mind, I am the wish-granting dragon known as Torombo. And Bardock's just like, the what? Gas is like, who is he speaking to? And then he just now notices the massive snake-like dragon off to the side. It's not even that far away. And he's just like, what is that? And Torombo's just there in front of Monaito, just, like, ... processing your wish. He says, I'm afraid he has refused. He said, fuck that shit. And Monaito's just like, what? And Bardock's just like, I say would rather die than run from an enemy. As he goes in for a punch on Gas, but Gas manages to block it, but he's pushed back through the dirt. And while Gas says your attacks barely tickle, I mean, Gas, you're putting at least a little bit of effort in blocking these attacks, so I think it's doing just a little bit more than a tickle. Oh, but then he kicks Bardock up in the air and says, like I said. Then Bardock just hits the cliffside, hits the ground, just and Bardock gets up like, damn it! Let's say Monaito communicates with Bardock saying, listen, Bardock! And Bardock says, so it's you this time, Monaito. I sure wish you wouldn't put voices in my head. Monaito communicates and says, you showed real moral fiber saving us back there, and that was more than enough. I've got no doubt that the kindness in your heart is going to save someone else someday. That's why you need to live. Bardock dismisses it like a true Saiyan and says, sorry, but I don't take orders from anyone. As he goes back and gets ready to throw down again against Gas and says, and I'm not leaving this place until I've beaten him. And Monaito is just slumps to the ground in defeat saying, what's it gonna take to make you see reason? Fine then, tell me, is there another wish I could make for you? Okay, so Monaito says, I'm just trying to help you. Bardock says, what's this all about anyway? Are you making a wish on a shooting star or something? And he says, but sure, I'd wish that my sons end up thriving. But he says sons plural, so he made the wish for both Raditz and Goku. But Raditz ended up dying. Both Raditz and Goku ended up dying. I wish that my sons end up thriving. And Raditz, he was the weakest between Nappa and Vegeta. So is it just that they got as powerful as they could? What does that mean? That's so weird. I could see people thinking that this means that, oh, Goku's only as strong as he is because of this wish, but no, that wish includes Goku and Raditz. That leaves me with a lot of questions. Okay, we see the heaters off in the distance. Oil says, this is really dragging on. I guess Gas has met his match. And then Maki says, hey, what's that weird glow over there? Oil responds, I don't know. That isn't even where the fight's going down. And Elect responds with a shady, questioning look saying, but it is near the old Namekian's hut. And then the Dragon Balls shoot off in two directions. Oil says, I wish for tasty food. I wish for tasty food. I wish for... And Maki hits him and says, quiet, idiot. Those probably aren't shooting stars. Elect says, I'm curious now. Let me check it out. You two go ahead and prep the Great Frieza's ship. And they respond, sure. And Monaito standing after the dragon was finished his wish. Monaito says, yeah, he has the right idea. A wish is a way to create hope for the future. Selfish wishes can only bring about doom. And I was about to make a grave mistake. Monaito looks towards this house where a sleeping granola resides. I meant to protect what hope we've got left with all I've got. Meanwhile, the battle between Gas and Bardock rages on. Honestly, this chapter feels pretty long. It must be coming to the end soon. Oh no, I'm not even that far in. Jesus! Gas charges up 2 shots, sends them flying at Bardock. 1 hit, 2 hit. Bardock goes flying, tumbling to the ground, hitting a nearby tree. And before he realizes it, a shower of energy blasts come raining down on him. Gas putting in that full-on daka 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 daka. And after Gas is finished, he lands. Bardock is just on the ground. Gas, with a manic look on his face, says, you've overstayed your welcome. Then grabs Bardock by the tail. Jeez. And starts swinging him He swings Bardock around, slamming him. Bam! 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 And then Gas kicks him, the tail pops off, and Bardock goes slamming into a nearby cliff face. The same cliff face they've been near this entire time. And Gas holds up Bardock's severed tail. But Bardock had a tail last we saw, didn't he? Weird. This is the problem with stuff that's said in the past with a moment that you know of. Like, did Bardock just grow back his tail all of a sudden? And Gas holds up the tail in triumph. No more grade 8 form for you now. It's over, Saiyan, as he throws it to the ground, forms an energy spear, and says, prepare to die. Oh, okay, so Gas throws the spear. Bardock kind of resolves himself. He's just like, oh, looks like I'm done. And then Monaito steps in and takes the spear to the shoulder. Oof, dang. Way to try to help out, old man. A lot of people have been down on Monaito because he can't heal too much, but coming in and saving Bardock's life like that? That's some cool Chad stuff right there. Bardock is shocked, saying, why do you... But Monaito says, sorry about before. But now I'm ready to protect Granola no matter what. So do me a favor and win this one for us, Bardock. And Gas is just pissed, saying at every turn, you two insist on disrupting my work. And he just rages and hulks out. Okay, so now he's on his full adult-like form too, as he goes launching at Bardock and Monaito. Bardock takes Monaito and tries to push him out of the way, but they both go flying. Monaito goes flying to the cliff face and gets covered with rocks. Bardock looks back and sees what happened, yells out for Monaito, but before he can even do anything, Gas grabs him by the neck and just holds him up, choking him. Dude is so jacked. Oh, Gas still, I guess, has some sort of a sense of self, as he says, the Meki you sought to protect is gone, and I will soon track down and kill the child. As you die, know that you failed to protect anyone. Damn. But Bardock defiantly says, that's not your call to make, and I'm not dying before I've beaten you. And he just forms an energy and a key ball in his hand, and it just explodes point blank. Gas is just inconvenienced by all the smoke that's around, as Bardock uses the surprise to get free of Gas's grip and goes in for several blows, just and then Bardock goes in for a mighty kick and kicks Gas away into a cliff face. Bardock is obviously exhausted, and Gas is just pissed as he lets out some energy and destroys the nearby cliff. And he gets up and says, what do you hope to achieve? Why fight a battle you cannot win? Is this atonement as you face death? Are you atoning for the sins of all Saiyans by protecting the child? And Bardock simply says, no. Gas then says, revenge then? Giving into your rage over us killing the Namekian and the Cerulean women? Bardock simply says, wrong again. And Gas is just confused, saying, then why fight? Wait, then why? Why fight? What is it running through your skull as you do battle? As he goes charging at Bardock, and Bardock powers up and catches Gas's fist, much to Gas's shock. And Bardock says, isn't it obvious by now? In a life and death battle, what sort of idiot would think about anything else besides victory? As Bardock punches into Gas's gut, utterly winding Gas by the looks of it, as Gas is just like, and Bardock says, a fight when there's an enemy I want to beat down. I fight when there's an enemy I want to beat down. Nothing more to it. And then he uses his hand that's still in Gas's gut, and he forms an energy blast and just blasts Gas away. Gas goes tumbling into a mountain, to a cloud of dust and energy. He's obviously injured in his torso. He goes, how are you doing this? You Saiyans have no ascended states beside the great ape. Bardock stands ready to throw down and says, you're ignorant and that's my fault? Nah. See, we Saiyans have a way of growing and evolving every time we push past our limit. I love this. Gas speaking for the fans, and he says, that's absurd. I represent a limit that no lowly Saiyan can surpass. It cannot be! As he starts just raging out. But Bardock, he doesn't miss a chance. He's not gonna let this temper tantrum get in his way as he just starts railing on Gas. Just kicks and punches. All the while Gas is just losing it more and more. And Electus just nearby watching it. He's just like, ugh. He went and let his inner nature loose. And as Gas is just continuing to lose it, Bardock charges up a mighty energy beam and unleashes it on Gas, enveloping him in a mighty blast, leaving a massive crater, and a knocked out Gas is all that remains. But Bardock has hit his limit and he passes out in the same crater. And Elect, he lands next to Gas and says, I didn't think you'd lose control after unleashing yourself. A real shame. We'll have to double down on training. As he picks up Gas, Bardock nearby is like, ugh. And Gas and Elect looks back and says, he's still alive? Really? Bardock says to Elect, I thought you were loyal to Frieza. Elect simply responds, when it comes to business, there's the hand you show and the hand you don't. Speaking of, your kind doesn't even know what Frieza is really planning, right? So I guess they're using this as the hint that Bardock got that Frieza was up to something. As Bardock's just like, what? Just looks at Elect confused. Elect says, you Saiyans are such gullible saps. While you're in a daze playing catch-up, don't be surprised if a meteor drops on your head. The meteor joke about what happened to the Saiyans. Oh, as Bardock gets up and says, explain what you mean. And Elect just pulls out his blicky, goes blah blah. He's like, wouldn't you like to know? Well, how about nah, as he fires off a blast. Catches Bardock in the arm, and Bardock goes falling back off of the mountain that they were on into the forest. And Elect's just like, I missed. And he goes over to the cliffside, but just Bardock's gone. But then he gets a communication and says, what, Maki? Maki says over the communicator, Frieza's ship is incoming. Get your butt over here. Elect responds, fine, I'll be right there. As he just unloads a couple of shots into the forest and says, whatever, he doesn't need my help to die after all that. And then we see, as Elect flies off with the Gas, he missed every shot as they're all just around Bardock. Meanwhile, Monaito crawls out of the rubble he was buried in and makes his way over to Bardock and says, there, Bardock, are you still alive? And Bardock responds, I'd ask you the same thing, Monaito. Monaito responds, takes more than that to put a Namekian down. Bardock says, you don't say. Good. I take it the Cerulean kid is okay? And Monaito responds, yep, he is. Those thugs left us for dead and headed off. You won the battle, Bardock. I guess so. That's interesting. Okay, so Bardock was tipped off about the situation with Frieza from the heaters, okay. But that wish, still odd. Not to mention, we never even hear Monaito make the wish. And Bardock losing his tail, but last we saw Bardock, he had a tail, didn't he? And Bardock saying, but sure, I'd wish that my sons end up thriving. But they still ended up dying, though. That's the thing. Like, yeah, Goku, he was able to be a lot more capable than you would have thought. And Raditz ended up being even more powerful than him. But they both died at the exact same time. Both to Piccolo. So it's not like they were made immortal. And would that wish have even stuck with them after Goku was revived? The implications of that wish are very nebulous. And who knows if Monaito even made that exact wish. Because we don't see Monaito make the wish. Yeah, I need to see the next chapter as soon as possible. There's a lot left up in the air here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that Monaito actually made that wish? Or do you think maybe he wished for something else? And how do you feel about that wish if that is the one that was made? I'd wish that my sons end up thriving. Because he's talking about both Raditz and Goku. But they die. And yeah, Goku does come back. But Raditz wasn't the most powerful amongst his group. Is it just because Raditz didn't push himself enough? That raises so many questions. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. That way you don't miss out on the next reaction video. Or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. Like apparently Bardock loves his sons. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.